Hello, next door neighbor, fellow Americans. I'm Ed Goldfarb, and I'm running for United States House of Representatives. The incumbent is Debbie Wasserman-Schultz. I want to tell you basically two things, maybe three. Number one, why I'm running, and number two, what my qualifications are, which I believe no one that is actually in Congress or no candidate has by unique set, and I feel unparalleled qualifications, because like you, I've had my financial ups and downs, I've had my heartbreaks, I've had dreams shattered, and I've had major successes. So it's all about attitude. That being said, why am I running? In all my years, I have never seen our country so screwed up, with all the infighting and the extreme left wing taking over everything. Basically the 80-20 rule. 20% of the people that are on the extreme left are causing 80% of the problems in our country. That's a universal, the 80-20 rule, whether it's business or anything else. And this is exactly what's happening. America has to be centered. Where do I stand politically? Well, I'm leaning very much toward an independent, but I had to register as a Republican. But I'm actually leaning very strongly toward an independent with libertarian views, i.e. limited government, strong military, financial and fiscal responsibility. I don't think the Democrats in Congress, including my opponent, has a clue to what is going on with the rest of the United States, and how angry and upset we are, and how frustrated we are, because America has to be recentered. That's the bottom line. Now, why am I qualified? I've got so many life experiences, not only life but business experience, that I will take to Congress and I will fight for us. It starts off with the military. I was honored to be a Navy fighter pilot, and obviously a naval officer, where I learned leadership, management. Failure is not an option, and believe it or not, problem solving. That's another discussion if we ever meet. It's a cute story. After the Navy, I became a deputy sheriff in Miami for a brief time. I enjoyed the department, but they made promises they didn't keep, and that promise was the first opening in the aviation unit I would be moved into, because I was a naval aviator. There's over $1 million in my training. What happened was they gave it to someone that didn't have their 2 years probation, because he had moved over from the city of Miami. He had just got his commercial license, and I flew with him. He was not a good pilot. So bottom line is, when they gave it to someone much less qualified, then I quit and I went back to Florida State University. Actually, I interrupted my education at the University of Miami because I accepted an early appointment to Naval Flight School before I had a college degree. So I went back to school to finish the degree. I interrupted. Once I graduated, I became assistant director of advertising for a company called Food Fair Pantry Pride, no longer in business, but from there I became director of advertising for Super Value stores. I was recruited by another company, Jewel Osco, out of Chicago. They liked my work, so they offered me the proverbial deal I couldn't refuse, and I couldn't refuse it. A few years later into that job, which was in Illinois, our company was bought out by American Stores. All top management lost their jobs. I went on 6 job interviews nationally and was given 4 incredible job offers. I accepted the offer that I thought was the best, which was AutoZone. I was their first advertising director. After I left AutoZone, I started my own advertising company, very, very successful. I basically lost in a divorce, another long story, but worth telling sometime. And I married a gal that was a realtor. I got my license just to help her out, and she was doing 6-7 sales a year. She had 42 sales that year. Due to circumstances beyond our control, the marriage had to break up. I moved back home to Miami and started my real estate career rather than getting back into advertising, because I loved the real estate career. In the meantime, I started a new company called Soap Dispenser Corporation as a side hustle based on a patented invention I had called the Soap Dispenser. wrote a children's book. Now, when I was in the corporate world, I was sent to 2 negotiating seminars, very high class, world class negotiating leaders, Herb Cohn and Roger Dawson. I was sent there because I was negotiating multi-million-dollar contracts for my employers, which included buying media time and buying promotional merchandise. That really carried over the rest of my life because I am a very, very good negotiator. Other than that, I am an incredible problem solver. Now, as far as me personally, there's nothing in my closet that I'm ashamed of, nothing that I wouldn't object to being published on USA Today or the New York Times. Nothing to hide, nothing I'm ashamed of, no skeletons in the closet. I am a workaholic. I love working. And when I would read to Congress, as my website says, I'll work for you day and night. And this is very important. You want a lot of information on my issues, my background. I built my own website because I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it from the heart. So if you go to goldfarb4america.com, and my name, in case you don't know it, is spelled Goldfarb, the number 4, America.com. My email address is goldfarb4america@gmail.com. My telephone number, and I love hearing from you and answering your questions and concerns, 954-605-8427, 954-605-8427. And if you notice why I'm driving, I'm not driving. The Tesla's driving. I'm just monitoring the road ahead of me as I talk to you. So that's pretty much it. I have nothing else to tell you without taking up a long time, but I'm here ready, willing, and able to help us recenter a country that should never have gone so far left. Thanks for listening. I look forward to